Our story begins with a young dreamer named Steve. His heart beats for one thing, mining. Fueled by this passion, he grabs a pickaxe with both hands and marches toward the rugged mining site. But before he can even strike the ground, a grizzled, old miner snarls at him, driving him away with a scowl that could crush stone. Time speeds forward. Steve's once dark hair begins to shimmer with gray. Now, his ambition has shifted. He wants to pitch a resort. But when he shows his proposal, the investors break into laughter, mocking the very idea. Steve walks out, shoulders heavy. What am I even doing with my life? He wonders. Then, a spark, a flash of memory. The boy who once loved the dig. His heartbeat quickens. He grabs a pickaxe again and returns to where it all began. The same old miner is still there, just as grumpy, but Steve's older now, wiser. Sneaking past the old man, he slips into the mine, pickaxe gripped tight. He begins to dig. Each swing echoes with purpose. Suddenly, he hits something strange, an orb and a cube, both glowing in blue crystal. He brings them together. In a blinding flash, a portal bursts open. Steve hesitates, then steps through. On the other side, a world beyond Minecraft. His eyes widen. Wow, what a wonderful world, he breathes. A place shaped not by limits, but imagination. He starts to build a wooden playhouse, then steel, then diamond. His creativity explodes into life. But suddenly, a ferocious wolf lunges from the shadows. Steve freezes, but then he notices a bone by his foot. Slowly, he picks it up, offers it. The wolf pauses, then wags its tail. A friend. From that moment, Steve becomes unstoppable. Years pass, invention after invention. He builds a kingdom and carves the name Steve's World across it. It fills him with joy, but then a longing. Maybe it's time to go home. While exploring, he finds a portal, but something feels off. It's not the same. It's darker, twisted. Still, maybe it leads home. He steps inside and is instantly surrounded by piglins, dangerous, eyes glowing. Steve stiffens in fear. At their center, a queen, Malucha. Her presence chills the air. She once had dreams too, but when she tried to dance in a Netherworld talent show, they laughed. They said creativity didn't belong here. That laughter broke her. Now she rules in rage, hunting down anyone who dares to imagine. She wants to destroy the outer world and wipe out every trace of creativity. Steve realizes with a chill that if Malucha gets her hands on the orb and cube, it's over. She could tear reality apart. As her eyes narrow, she demands them. Her voice slices the air. Where is it? Steve makes a split-second choice. He slips the orb to his loyal wolf, his only ally. With a silent command, the wolf dashes off, leaping through the portal. On the other side, in Steve's real-world house, it hides the orb where no one can find it. Meanwhile, Malucha snarls and captures Steve, her fury boiling over. Now enters a new player in our story. Some call him Aquaman, but around here he's Gareth, or Garbage Man thanks to his job scavenging, selling, and surviving on scraps. His home base? A cluttered old arcade. He's a legend on the joystick, part champion, part hustler, but that fragile joy shatters. When a woman arrives, holding a paper that could ruin him, it's an eviction notice. Rent's unpaid. Time's up. Gareth stands in the flickering glow of his machines. Helpless. How am I supposed to get that kind of money? He mutters to himself. Then, a call. A friend. I've got some junk to sell. Might be some rare console games mixed in. Gareth's interest sparks. He needs this. Badly. He rushes to the site and throws out the highest bid, $900. It's a gamble. He wins. Hopes high, he hauls the box back. Maybe there's a jackpot inside. He lifts the lid. Junk. Just more worthless junk. But then, clink. Something rolls out. The orb. The cube. Gareth freezes, eyes locked on the glowing objects. Confused. Angry. He curses his friend for the setup, but there's no time to dwell. Frustrated, Gareth jumps into his car, gripping the steering wheel. He drives, thoughts racing, bound for his arcade. But halfway there, bang, the car sputters, dies. He curses again, pounding the dashboard. And that's when we meet two more faces in this story. A quiet boy named Henry and his sister, Natalia. Their eyes carry sorrow far beyond their years. Their mother is gone. For reasons they don't talk about, Henry and Natalia decide it's time to leave the old city behind. A new start, a new business, but first, they need a home. When they arrive in the new town, they meet Dawn, a fast-talking real estate agent with a warm smile. She shows them a house. It's quiet, tucked away, and strangely familiar. It turns out it used to belong to Steve, that same Steve. The next morning, Henry heads to school. On the way, something catches his eye, an old arcade store filled with blinking lights and retro sounds. Inside is Gareth, also known as Aquaman. Henry walks in. The two talk, instantly click. Before leaving, Henry tells him he's off to school. At school, Henry meets someone new, his principal, Lynn. She greets him kindly, walks him through the basics, and reassures him with a smile. You're welcome here, she says. In art class, the teacher asks everyone to draw something simple, a banana and an orange. But Henry? He thinks bigger. He straps a rocket to the banana. The teacher stares at the sketch, stunned. Dude, what have you done? The class erupts into laughter. Some students mock him. What are you, some kind of scientist? Henry lifts his chin. Yes, I am. And to prove it, he builds a mini rocket. They all head to the playground. Henry sets up the rocket. Just as he hits launch, it takes off. But unknown to him, some mischievous kids had cut a wire. The rocket veers off course, slamming into the roof of a nearby office building. And that building? It belongs to none other than his sister, Natalia. She works there. Furious, the principal storms toward Henry. Call your guardian, now. Henry panics. If he calls his sister, she'll blow up. So instead, chest puffed with pride, he says, call Gareth, Aquaman. When Gareth hears this, he's confused. Why should I come? Henry offers a bribe. I've got 26 bucks. It's yours if you show up. Gareth grumbles, then gives in. Fine, 26 is fair. He pulls up to the school. The principal eyes him. You're the garbage. Man? Gareth nods. Unexpectedly, the principal smiles. Good, you can take him. Henry and Gareth leave together and return to the arcade. There, Henry notices something glowing. The orb, the cube, sitting side by side. Henry turns to Gareth, eyes locked on the glowing objects. What are these? Gareth shrugs. No idea. Just some junk I picked up. But then, he spots a note tucked beneath the items. It reads, never connect the cube and the orb, or terrible things will happen. Before Gareth can even finish reading, it aloud. Henry does exactly that. He joins the two together. Instantly, the orb begins to hum and pulse. A strange force starts pulling them, guiding them toward something unseen. Meanwhile, Natalia's heart is pounding. Her brother hasn't answered any of her calls. Panic sets in. I can't find him anywhere, she says, eyes darting around. Dawn, thinking quickly, reminds her, didn't you put a tracker in his backpack? Check it. Natalia yanks out her phone, opens the GPS, and her stomach drops. The signal shows both Henry and Gareth heading toward the Amanda mining site, the same one Steve disappeared into. Without wasting another second, Natalia and Dawn jump into the car and race there. When the four converge at the mining site, they find the portal wide open, its energy crackling in the air. Henry and Gareth are already inside. Natalia doesn't hesitate. Dawn follows. And just like Steve, they emerge in the mysterious outer world, but someone's watching them. A villager, hidden in the bushes, eyes wide. He waits, then steps into the portal behind them, and that's when the real twist hits. As the villager arrives in the real world, he stumbles onto a road, just in time to get slammed by a car. The driver jumps out in shock, and it's none other than Henry's principal. But instead of freaking out, she stares at the villager in awe and starts falling in love. What kind of woman is this? Meanwhile, darkness falls, fast, and with it, nightmares. Zombie apes crawl from the shadows. Skeletons emerge with bows. One even rides a skeletal spider. The group scrambles to escape. In the chaos, Aquaman, Gareth, falls into a pit. Henry keeps running, smacks into a tree. The orb flies from his pocket, and the tree transforms into a block. Eyes wide, Henry realizes this world can be shaped by imagination. So he starts building a castle. But just as Gareth climbs out of the pit, a creeper appears. Right behind him, Gareth freezes. A creeper stands right in front of him. His instinct? Nervously, he blurts out, "Hi!" The creeper explodes. Boom. He dives away just in time. Heart pounding, he scrambles back onto his feet. As he sprints through the chaos, something catches his eye, the orb lying in the dirt. He rushes toward it, but just as he reaches down, twang! A skeleton looses an arrow. It hits the orb. A crack runs through it. Still, Gareth grabs it and bolts straight into the half-built castle where Henry is working. Moments later, the undead pour in, zombies swarming behind him. They all rush up to the roof, but it's too late. More zombies climb, teeth gnashing. Just when it seems like it's over, Steve appears. A blur of motion and fury. He fights them off, one by one, like he's done it 100 times before. The sun rises. Light floods the sky. The skeletons ignite and crumble into ash. It's over, for now. Catching their breath, Steve finally turns. What are you doing here? How did you even get here? And where's my wolf? The one I gave the orb to. Gareth steps forward. I found the orb in some junk. We hooked it up and, well, it led us to the portal. That's how we landed here. Dawn chimes in, hopeful, if that's how we got. And maybe we can get out the same way. But Henry speaks up. The crystal's broken. He holds it up, fractured, dim. Steve sighs. There's only one place to get a new one, the Woodland Mansion. But going there is a death wish. Until then, we're stuck. The group exchanges glances. Then someone says, so why wait? And they set off. As they reach Steve's village, they're stunned. He's built wonders here. Machines, creatures, inventions beyond belief. He even shows them his lava chicken and belts out a wild song. But elsewhere, in the netherworld, Malucha seethes. Her fury is volcanic. She brews a glowing potion and hands it to a snarling piglin. Go, she commands. Bring me the orb and the crystal. Whatever it takes. Back in Steve's village, the crew gathers inside his house. He shows them a crafting table. With this, Steve says, you can make anything. Just place the right elements. He demonstrates, crafts a sword out of thin air. Gareth watches, jaw tight, a flicker of envy in his eyes. Henry's eyes are locked on Steve. Every move, every invention. Inspired, he speaks up. I want to build something too. Determined, he starts crafting. Moments later, he unveils his creation, a jump gun. Sleek, powerful. It hums with energy. Meanwhile, Natalia and Dawn seek out a villager in hopes of finding a map to the woodland mansion. Just as they begin the trade, disaster strikes. An ambush from the nether. The sky darkens. Screeches echo. They drop everything and run. In the chaos, the main group, Steve, Henry, and Gareth, somehow ends up near the mansion. But there's a problem. The only way forward is through a massive mining site. If they don't cross it now, they'll never reach the mansion. The mine is dangerous. Redstone veins glow ominously. Creepers prowl in the shadows. Nether piglins snarl from behind rocks. Then they spot a minecart. Without hesitation, all three jump in. Steve quickly explains, "We can supercharge this cart with redstone. It'll blast us through." A moment later, boom! The cart rockets forward, tearing through the mine. Explosions erupt behind them, wiping out the monsters. As the smoke clears, Steve points ahead. There, the woodland mansion. Before going in, Steve outlines the plan. First floor, there's an indicator. Second floor, an evoker. Third floor, the Enderman. His tone drops. Do not make eye contact with it. It can mess with your mind and end you. The adult. Three nod grimly, then move out. Meanwhile, Natalia and Dawn are lost in the forest, confused, disoriented. How will we ever find Steve? Just then, a familiar shape appears. It's Steve's wolf. Dawn gasps. He was looking for this. Dog! She spots a bone on the ground and gently offers it. The dog sniffs, then wags its tail. A bond is formed. Natalia kneels beside it. Take us to Steve. And it does. While they follow the wolf, Steve, Henry, and Aquaman enter the mansion. Almost immediately, Steve and Gareth break into a song. Half joke, half strategy. It distracts something in the shadows. Henry, meanwhile, rushes upstairs. The second floor is silent, until the evoker locks eyes on him and shrieks. Downstairs, Steve and Gareth keep singing, shouting louder. The distraction works. Amid the chaos, Henry pushes ahead, and somehow makes it to the third floor. Henry reaches the top floor. His eyes scan the room. Dozens of chests line the walls, each one overflowing with swords, armor, diamonds, and rare items. But what he needs isn't among them. It's hidden beneath a dusty window. He opens the final chest, and there it is, the earth crystal, the one thing that can send them home. He slips it into his pocket, heart racing. That's when the air shifts. A low growl. He turns. The Enderman appears. Its eyes glow with eerie light. Suddenly, visions twist around him. Steve, Gareth, and even his sister, but they look like ghosts. Henry's breathing falters, then steadies. It's a trick, he reminds himself. Classic Enderman illusion. He tightens his grip and fights back. After a brutal clash, he wins. The Enderman collapses, dropping an Ender Pearl, a teleportation gem, a game changer. Meanwhile, on the lower floor, chaos erupts. Steve and Gareth are ambushed. The indicator guards force them into a brutal match against a zombie riding a chicken. But not just any zombie. This one's fast, brutal, and totally unpredictable. The fight explodes into madness. Upstairs, Henry digs his way down, carving a pit into the next floor. He drops in silently, just in time to see Steve and Gareth finish off the zombie chicken. They regroup and try to flee, but suddenly, they're stopped. On a narrow bridge stands Malucha. Her voice cuts through the ghee. Give me the pearl. But Steve and Henry don't panic. They jump into a strange minecart. Gareth tries to follow, but gets stuck. Go, he yells. I'll catch up. But before he can escape, Malucha grabs the orb and the crystal. Then, an explosion. Massive. Blinding. It launches the cart through the sky. Steve and Henry land hard, dazed. When they open their eyes, Dawn and Natalia are beside them. But there's no time to breathe. Overhead, Malucha opens a massive swirling portal in the sky. From it, an army pours out. The Netherworld has arrived. Steve stares at the enemy forces. We'll have to Minecraft our way out of this, he says. Henry grabs a stick, sketches a plan, an iron golem. Together, they build an army. War begins. Steve, clad in diamond armor, charges at Malucha, but she shatters his gear with a single crushing blow. Henry, desperate, runs toward the orb. It's perched on a hotel rooftop. He grabs his jump gun, loads the ender pearl, and fires. Boom! He teleports to the top. Just as his fingers graze the orb, blasters roar from below. Enemies are closing in. Blasted by the mobs below, Henry loses his grip and plummets from the rooftop. Wind howls past him. The ground rushes closer. But just before impact, Gareth bursts in, riding the minecart like a missile. He catches Henry midair. It's a breathtaking, slow-motion moment. Gareth roars, "Ram the portal!" The cart slams into it. The portal detonates. The orb and crystal split apart, crashing to the ground. In an instant, every monster, every piglin collapses. Silence. Malucha falls. Steve stands victorious. They've won. A portal forms. One by one, they step through and return home. Just like that. The story ends. So, what did you think of this wild ride? Did Henry and Steve's final stand give you chills? Or was it Gareth, Aquaman himself, who stole the show? Let us know in the comments. Who was your favorite character? And what would you build if you had the orb? And hey, if you want more epic recaps like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Because here at Billy Recaps, the adventure never ends.